What is up, everyone? It's Ricky572. We're returning a chance. Today is April 8th, 2025. We're gonna hop on and do a market watch. It has been a crazy weekend. We had YCS Houston going on, as well as we had the ban list, the new official ban list come out after the event. I believe the ban list takes effect. It actually took effect yesterday. If you guys didn't see it, go check it out. But yeah, basically we have a lot of things getting hit. Of course, we know Rizio got hit. Malice was getting hit as well. I think another top deck that was going around was Mermails. That also got hit. We lost Bahamut Shark, which I'm kind of sad about because I did purchase a good amount of Bahamut Shark, thinking it was going to be a really good tech. Just a generic tech that could bring out totally awesome for decks to run if they could run 7 Tachyon. But unfortunately, that didn't go through, and yeah, that's gone now. But yeah, if you guys haven't taken a look at the ban list, you guys should go do so now. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about some cards on the market. It looks like a lot of the Rizio cards have dropped down in price. It kind of makes Rizio affordable. I don't want to say Rizio is like you know dead. I think they just lost their consistency. Plus, they're getting some new support coming out in the next set. I think in May, Duelist. I think it's Duelist Alliance. So I'm expecting this deck to recover. I don't think it's gonna stay down in price that much. We have Core Sentry detonators. Look like their market price 138. We have some of these Core Sentries are still up in price. I can't really remember what price point they were holding on to before the ban list, but I mean, a lot of these don't look like, a lot of the high rarity stuff doesn't look like it has dropped down too much. We have Ice Rizio Ultra Rare, $12ish. I think these were like 20 to 30. EXT Rizio, 987. Plasma Ho, the collector rare, actually has started to kind of trend upwards. We had this sitting around like $7ish. Right now we have it pushing up to like $9 and $10. So just a little slight movement on that. I did remember seeing this be used in the, I think it was the finals of the YCS. It was used to bring out Baguska because it could banish itself from the graveyard to exceed someone, right? You could banish the card from graveyard immediately after this card results exceed summon one exceed monster using monster you control, including a Rizio monster. So not a bad tech, and I'm pretty sure once we get the new support, I think there's a card that lets you add this easily, so you can have more access to it. Rizio detonator looks like it's at $8ish market price. These were like $10, $11ish. Not that, oh, and actually $6, $7ish now. $6.74, $6.75. So $7ish for detonator. Basically, detonator got hit to 1, so now it's gonna be hard for Rizio to recover with one detonator. If your opponent uses Metatronus to get rid of the detonator, then the deck, I think, doesn't have that much recovery, except like some other rank 4s you go into. But detonator is their monster they want to be able to access. Sword Rizio looks like it's at 723. We have 165 for the Node Rizio super rare dual drive, $2. Yeah, a lot of the Rizio stuff dropped down in price. Let me know if you guys think Rizio is now budget, and if it's something you want to run. I actually might consider picking it up now that it's cheaper. I know it got hit, but I was always thinking about running this with like a Harpy engine, just because Harpies are able to access and turbo out rank 4s as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and test that out. I was gonna do like a Rizio Primite Harpy thing, and I already have the Primite stuff. I'm just waiting on the Lordly Load to get reprinted so I could have access to that. But I think I might pick up Rizio, and they're getting new support, so it might do good later on again. I think it's still one of those decks that could compete. We have Malice getting hit too. A lot of their cards got semi-limited. I think the Underground got limited, which is their field spell. But yeah, it looks like Malice has also, did it drop down in price? We have Malice P White Rabbit. I think these were around $30ish. Now they're 25ish market price, or are they 15ish? They are like, yeah, 25ish still. We have Undergrounds. The field spell, I think these were at $30ish, right? They had a high price point of like $30ish and have been dropping down 18, 1974, so under 20 now. And let's see, what else do we have here? That's collector rare, cryptor, $2. Is it only White Rabbit that was expensive for Malice? Does this make the Malice deck a little bit more affordable now? Let me know down below. If you guys were to, I know they're getting new support as well, so don't expect these decks to not like be in the format. Their consistency got hit. It's just, they'll give me 1 second. Hello.
Hello, this is roadside assistance. If you are experiencing...
Yeah, there's consistency. That's the only thing that got hit. So I'm expecting these to still be in the format, Malice and Rizio. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are you guys going to be picking up any Malice or Rizio cards right now? They got new support coming out, so I think there's still those decks to watch out for. 7 Tachyon with Bonfire getting limited. Rizio is gonna have to find a way to keep up like their consistency and be able to access their cards. 7 Tachyon right now is looking like the card that Rizio is gonna have to run. We're at 50 listings for this card. It was sitting under $60. Right now we have one listing at 55, but then they go up to $65-ish, which is kind of the price they were selling at for like pre-sale. I do expect this card though to go up in price as we get closer to the new support for Rizio. I think during the next event, I forgot when the next event is going to be streamed, you're going to see Rizio Tech 7 Tachyon, and that's going to make players come and buy this more. So I'm expecting this card to maybe hit like $100. We'll see what happens. I'm not always correct on prices. This is just my player brain thinking. But if you guys agree, let me know down below. If you guys disagree, let me know as well. Fiendsmith's Tract did not get hit. The Fiendsmith engine is basically free to play for everyone. But Tract is one of those cards that did not get a reprint in the Core Century Stampede set. We have 26 listings for this card. This is a card that once was like $2-3, I think, at its lowest. I remember buying like a pre-sale bundle over at Gamer's Choice for the Fiendsmith package, and I think these were like $2-3 back then. Now they're at $55.99, $56.98, $59.99, $60, $69.69. So yeah, these are way up in price. The good thing is that most decks only play one copy of this and 3 copies of Engraver. So Engraver is getting a reprint. You could get the reprint from Core Century Stampede this week. I am actually going to go over to my locals and pick some singles up. Definitely going to pick up some Fawaloses and Engravers. But yeah, Tract is one of those cards that is not in there. So if you guys do want access to the Fiendsmith engine, you guys are going to have to pay that $55-$60 price point for this card. Dominus Purge, I think this one is also getting bought out. Blue Eyes did not get touched, so it's also one of those decks that could be dominant this format. 8 listings on the market. We have one listing at $42.19. Not available. Never mind, that one doesn't count. So we have listings at $60.99, $68, heading up to $75, and then hitting the $100 mark on the first page. Only 8 listings available. This was a card that at one point you could pick up for like $10, but if you slept on it, then you had to pick it up at $30, then go up to $40, and right now hitting a new high price point of like $67-ish. Let me know how high you guys think Dominus Purge could go up to. This is basically like another copy of Ash Blossom that you can use in the Blue Eye strategy. More Charming Fawallos getting a reprint. We'll see how low this card hits. It's currently at $41, $40, $43.99, but I'm expecting it to go down even lower once we get the reprints out, which is basically tomorrow for OTS stores, and then Friday for just in general. I'm probably gonna just be picking up super rares for like $10 a piece. Hopefully they go down that low. But yeah, if you guys haven't sold it, I would say sell it off before the price drops even lower. Fiendsmith Engraver actually got a increase in price this past weekend. I saw copy selling for like $40-ish. I guess people forgot that this card is going to be reprinted, and right now it's cooling down still to like the $30 price point, but I'm expecting this card to go down under $10 once the reprints do come out. I think it was just people getting hyped up that the Fiendsmith engine didn't get hit and just suddenly went to buy things out. Primite Dragon Ether Barrel we talked about before. If we know that Primite Lordly Load is coming out in the Battles of Legend set that we're getting this year. I think it's in like a month or two. And so that means that other cards, I don't think this is going to be in there. This came out in Supreme Darkness, so this is probably not going to get a reprint until next year. So this card is safe. So that means that this card is probably going to go up in price, since a lot of people are going to have access to Lordly Load now. They're going to go after cards that aren't don't have reprints, like this one for the engine. This card is now at $30, $33.99, $30.49, $34.94, $34.95, and then $34.98. I could see this card possibly reaching the $40 to $50 price point, maybe even 60s. The closer we get to the release of the Primite Lordly Load reprint. Also, Blue Eyes did not get touched, so that makes this deck like kind of at full power. Dominus Impulse, let's see what it's at. Is it going back up in price? I see a little curve in the graph right here showing that it's starting to go up. 45 listings. We have listings starting at $50, $58, then you go up to $60, $60. This is a card that also did not get reprinted. Probably not going to get a reprint until we usually get 10s in September, right? So yeah, probably not going to see a reprint until like September. So I could see a little price increase on this, just because we do have the NAWCQ coming up in a couple months. I think it's in May, June. I think it's in July that it says NAWCQ is going to come up, and players are going to be picking this card up if they are running a deck that could use it. So just be on the lookout for it. I could see this card possibly hitting the $70 to $80 price point. Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, another card that did not get reprinted. The Quarter Century Stampede set, 35 listings. This card is now at $28.98, $20.50, $29.98, $30, and then $30 on the first page. Let me know how you guys feel about Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. This is a card that was under $10, but after the ban list and the reveals for the reprints, this card has gone up in price. Duke of Demise. I've actually seen a couple decks run Duke of Demise. It's now at 31 listings. I also saw Cali Effect talk about this card and how it's a pretty good card to pick up. So maybe that's why people went after it as well. These used to be sitting around $3-ish. But right now we have them going up to $6.72, $6.73, $6, $7, and then $5.95 on the first page. This could be because Cali Effect talked about them, but it's also a really good kind of little tech that you can make in Fiendsmith, because it just takes 2 Fiend monsters to make this. Is it a good Super Poly target too? No, they end on what did they end on? I don't think it's a good Super Poly target because they don't end on 2 Fiend monsters. Let me know down below what this is being used in. I know it could be made in Fiendsmith. But it has a good effect during your main phase. You can immediately after this card resolves normal summon 1 monster, so it could help you extend. It also says you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 level 4 or higher fiend or zombie monster in your graveyard added to your hand. Deception of Sinful Spoils, the White Forest strategy. Does it use this? Does White Forest use this? Let me know down below. I'm not too familiar with it. If I ever can recall, I did go against a White Forest as a Mina deck before. But yeah, White Forest remains untouched. As a Mina remain untouched, the little engine. We have this card at $27.95, $28.99, $28, $29.18. Yeah, I don't have really too much to say about this card, just that I could see it, maybe doing something in the format, since it's one of those engines that could also be tech and different strategies. Fiendsmith Requiem, another card that did not get reprinted in Quarter Century Stampede set. This card is now at $20.50, $20, $22.48, $21.66. Was sitting around the $6 price point. But yeah, since it isn't getting a reprint anytime soon, it just went up in price. Bysteel Jerusalem got limited. People kind of expected this card to get banned or something, but it actually just got limited, so now we could only play one copy of it. We have super rares at 70 listings. These were at a high price point of like 25-ish dollars. Now we have them sitting at 11, 12, 12.21, 13.30, and then 15-ish dollars. We have Bysteel Jerusalem Prismatic Secret. These were hitting like 24-ish dollars. Right now we have them coming down to $10, $12.90, $12.95, $13.49. So like a $13 card. Let's take a look at Magnamut now. Magnamut looks like it is at $4.45, $4.50, $4.94, $4.98 for the Prismatic Secret Rare. And we have the super rare right now at 87 listings. This is also around like $4-ish, $5-ish. Let's take a look at Baldrick now. Baldrick, we could get commons for under $1, but it looks like the ultra rare, since this is one of the only ones you could run 3 of now. Looks like this one's starting to have like a little increase in price. They were at like $2-3-ish, but right now we're moving up to $3.95, $3.98, $4, $3. So yeah, keep an eye out on Baldrick. We have the common, like I said, under $1, but since this is the new Bysteel, that one of the only ones you could run a 3 of, as well as Saronir. We'll take a look at Saronir as well. I see it moving up in price, so I could see this card probably reaching the $1 to $2 price point. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, keep an eye on the common version of Baldrick as well, because you could possibly be sitting on some good money on that if you have like a lot of common Bysteel Baldricks. Let's take a look at Saronir now. Saronir, we have super rares. Looks like they're at 40 listings. This is another one of the Bysteels that you could run 3 of. Looks like this is at $4.48, $5-ish, $5-ish. Not that good of an effect as Jerusalem or Magnamut. I've mostly seen Saronir be ran in branded decks. Looks like Saronir for Prismatic Secret Rare is at 49 listings. This one's starting to go up to $7. We have a couple listings at $4. Then go up to $7.60, $7.79, and $7. So keep an eye out on Saronir. I do want to hear your opinion. Which Bysteel are you going to be switching to? Are you guys going to be switching to Magnamut or Saronir? Because you can only run one Jerusalem and one Magnamut now. So your next choice would be either running 2 more Saronirs or 2 more Baldrick. Triple Tactics Thrust. With Triple Tactics talents getting limited, I think people are going to be looking for access to give me one second. Thrust. They're going to be looking for ways to access Triple Tactics talent. One of the ways you could do that is maximizing on your copies of Thrust. Thrust does have plenty of printings though. We don't really have a budget version of Thrust. But we do have like ultra rares, super rares, which are like $12, $13. Actually, look at these super rares. They're at 20 listings. Secret rares right here at 21 listings. Prismatic Collector rares looks like they have went up in price to $13.50. Something to keep an eye out. It looks like, yeah, a lot of these are running low on listings for Thrust. Even though there's so many copies available for this card, they are running low on listings. 16 listings for this one. So be on the lookout for Thrust. I know we talked about Fenrir last week, is around like $10-ish. Looks like it's slowly starting to move up in price. We have it now above like $12-ish, above $10, hitting the $12 price point. And the same with this one. Let's take a look at the Ultimate Rare Fenrir, which we said was a good pickup at $20. Looks like we no longer have $20 copies, and they have started to move up to a $30 price point. So a little $10 increase right there. Depending on how the format shapes up, we'll see what price point this hits. But yeah, this card did not get touched and is the highest printing. Chaos Angel did not get a reprint in the Stampede set, and I guess people started to realize that. Um, and so that it's moving up in price. We have the Prismatic Secret Rare at 44 listings. This card is starting to hit almost a $30 price point, $28.99, $29.40, $29.41. We have the Secret Rare from Cyberstorm Access at 3050, 3084, 3085, 3149, and then the highest rarity at 23 listings. This card is now hitting 44.95, 44.98, 43.99, 44, 47.50, and then hitting the $50 price point at the bottom of the first page. Honestly, I think I said this last on our last market watch. I would just go after the ultimate rare since it's not too far off from the price of the secret rare. If it were to get a reprint, I'm not sure in what set it would get a reprint in. The only thing I could see getting reprinted in is probably the 10s as like maybe like a Starlight. This will probably be the one that goes down less than these. And it's only like a $14 difference, so I would just go after the ultimate rare. But that's just me. Brilliant Fusion got limited. It is coming out in the Core Century Stampede set, if I'm not mistaken. We have the ultimate rare here, shooting up in price. It was sitting around like $31 right now. Oh, actually came down. Never mind. It just looks like it shot up because of the graph. 36 listings. Looks like we have it at $38.99, $39.95, basically like $40-ish. We do have other printings of this card, which I think are already up. Yeah, it is in the Core Century Stampede set, so we do have more printings coming available. But let's see, the secret rares around $4-ish, super rares under $1, and then more super rares under $1. So this card did have like a little price spike because of the hype, but I guess people just didn't realize it was coming out in Core Century Stampede. Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. What was this set? Looks like this card was around $11-ish. Now we have 37 listings on the market. It's gone up a little bit, up to $14-ish. I'm pretty sure that's because of the Brilliant Fusion getting limited. Does this have any other printings? Terminal, dual terminal. Yeah, nothing that I could really. Looks like Gemmaster Knight Diamond is getting reprinted too. Moving on, I don't really know too much about Gem Knights or anything like that, so I won't really talk too much about that. If you guys know about Gem Knights or what cards are going up for Gem Knights, what cards we should be picking out for Gem Knights, let me know down below. I wasn't really playing during the time Gem Knights were a thing, so I'm not really sure what to look at for the Gem Knight strategy. Apologies for that. Memento has actually took the YCS Houston event, beating Rizio. I want to take out Memento. I can't pronounce that. Combined Creation. This card was sitting around like $4-ish, but after Mementos took the victory, this card shot up to $17.29, $17.37, $19. Basically a $20 card now. That's basically what the price point I picked up this card at for Quarter Century Secret Rare. But yeah, it just shot up pretty high in price. It has two other printings. Like I said, the Core Century Secret Rare. This is one I picked up for like $20-ish. Right now we have it at $66.99, $67.98, $70, $74.99, $75, and I do have it listed for $92 because I saw that was the lowest listing. I was the lowest listing at the time, so I was like, if I sell this at this price, I'll just buy an ultra rare and still be able to play the strategy. But it looks like it's not going to sell at that price. Again, if it does sell at that price, I'll just pick up an ultra rare or something. But I'm going to just keep it until then. It is one of my favorite decks. I do have fun playing with it. I did sell off my other Memento stuff, like the Bone Parties and the Ang Witches, about a week ago, because I saw them being reprinted in the Stampede set. So I'm just going to pick those up this Friday when I go get singles from the set. Memento, again, I can't pronounce the name. Combined Creation Collector Rare was sitting around like $15-ish and is now at $40. One listing available on the market. So yeah, Memento stuff going up in price. We already saw the Anguish a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just going to take a look at Darkblade today. This is a super rare. It was sitting around like under $1.50. But right now we have some copies selling at $3.14, $3.98, 418, 419, 420, 443. It has a collector rare that has also started going up in price because it didn't get a reprint in the Core Century Stampede set. This one is at $65, only 7 listings available, 65, 65, 66, and then 74 on the first page. One of the ones you want to play 3 of in a strategy, I want to say. I played at 3 because it's a starter. So we'll see how high it goes and if Momentus could keep up their momentum. Next up we have Mathmex Super Factorio with Mathmex Circular coming off the list to 1. I think Mathmex are able to play again and be a competitive strategy. These used to be sitting under $1. Right now we have them at 6 listings. I actually sold my Super Factorio for $2 I think 2 days ago after the ban list was announced. I should have removed it and got a little bit more for it, but it's one of those cards I got from like a bulk collection, so I just was like, you know, why not? I'm not gonna. I already profit off the collection anyway, so anything else is just extra. Let someone enjoy it. What am I gonna do with it? $16, $17.98, $17.99, and then $30 on the first page. For Mathmex Super Factorio. I believe this card also comes in another printing, or does it only have one printing? It only has that one printing. I did not know that. I thought it came out maybe in like a gold rare or something. So yeah, if you want to play Mathmex, this is one of those cards that is up in price at the moment. We have Mitsurugi Ritual, the Core Century Secret Rare, kind of starting to move up in price at 16. Has 16 listings on the market. I recall these being around like 60-ish, under $70, but now they're starting to push up to 72, 74, 83, 86, 90-ish dollars on the first page. Only a couple listings under the $80 price point, and they go up to 80 and 90. The other version of Mitsurugi Ritual, which is the Ultra Rare, might be one of those engines that is going to be seeing more play with Raizio. Since Raizio got hit, they're going to need some help from another engine to help them push and still be on top. So Mitsurugi Ritual is one of those that has seen some success in the past. 86 listings. We have this at 1924, 1957, 1899, 1876 on the first page. Let me know if you guys see Mitsurugi Ritual, Mitsurugi Raizio coming back into the format. Triple Tactics Talent, despite being limited, it still is worth something. We have ultra rares at like, what is this, like $10-ish, $8-9-ish. Super rares around like the same thing, $8-9-ish. I know I listed a super rare. Where's it at? Probably got to make it cheaper. I will have a super rare listed if you guys want to go and buy it. Ultra rares from Magnificent Maven still around like $11-ish, it says. Secret rares looks like from Rise of the Duelists around $13-16-ish. But I know it came out in Rarity Collection. Why aren't those printings coming out? It has a lot of printings. There we go. Plenty of printings available, but they're all worth like more than $5. So not too budget, but still something you might like consider maybe like selling off. If you, I know a lot of people play this at 3, so if you still want to make some money off it, since it's at 1 now, might not be a bad time right now to sell it off before more start going into the market. My brother still has his ultra rares that I'm probably gonna get rid for him when he's ready for it. He's still trying to adjust his decks and stuff. He hasn't had time to do that. We're adults and we work, so sometimes we don't really have time to do all this like Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And so yeah, I think that's like the situation that's going on right now. That's why this card is still like up in price. People just haven't had the time to like get rid of it. I might be getting the collector rare. I don't know why. I like the collector rare from these Rarity Collection sets. Sky Striker Ace Azalea. This is a card that was sitting, I think, at its lowest at like $12-13-ish. 20 listings on the market. We did have some support for Sky Strikers getting announced. Some new support. Some more new support. It is now at $20.99, $22, $23, and $24.99 at the bottom of the first page. So let me know how high you guys think Azalea could hit. Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. I'm not really sure what deck uses this. Is it the Snake Eye deck? Is it the White Forest deck? Is it like the Star engine or whatever? But this card has gone up in price. It was sitting around like $2, now $5.25, $7.25, $7.45. That's basically like $8.20 with shipping. I know this card has a Core Sentry Seeker rare as well. The Core Sentry Seeker rare, 10 listings available. I don't think this one will count. This is a Japanese, so we have our lowest listing at $90. Was sitting around like $20ish, but moved up to like $90. Do we have any sales at $90? No, we have our last sale, our highest sale, I want to say at $70, $50, $40, and I think that was it. So we'll see if it reaches that $90 price point. Like I said, I'm not really sure what deck. Let me know down below. I don't know everything. Is it the Snake Eye strategy or is it the White Forest strategy that could use this? Snake Eye's Poplar, I believe, was semi-limited, so it has gone up in price a little bit. We have this at 21 listings. Used to be a $3 card, now at $8.95, $9.74, $9.85, $9.85, $9.99. Same with Snake Eyes Ash as well. Snake Eyes Ash got semi-limited as well, so this card was at $2ish. I believe I have some in bulk. I'm gonna go dig them out and sell them off while the hype is up. $3.95, $4, $3.50, $4.99, $3.99, $5.97 for Snake Eyes Ash. But I know they came out in a different rarity too. I think it has like a super rare, doesn't it? As an ultimate rare. Ultimate rare is 35 listings. Looks like it was at $5ish, now moving up to $15.85, $15.97. Trying to make its way up to $20. And then the super rare looks like it's at 104 listings. Was at like $1. Now still like $1, trying to make it to $2. I know Poplar has a different where's it at? Did we lose it? Was it this one? I know Poplar also has another version. I think it has an ultra rare, which I might have somewhere in bulk. Ultra rare, 51 listings. Looks like this one was sitting around like $2. Now it is at $7, $6.40, $6.50, $7.75. So a $7 card. Definitely go dig through some of that bulk from the 10s or Phantom Nightmare. Now that these are up, I would sell the hype, because they're still missing the Snake Eyes spell card, so they can't really do too much, I want to say, without it, unless I might be wrong about that. The Core Sentry Secret Rare version of Poplar was at $28, $30. Now we have it at $69.08, $74.95, reaching the $100 price point at the bottom of the first page. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about these Snake Eye cards getting semi-limited. King of the Swamp, I did speak about this card in our past market watch, that it was a good tech for Dragon Tails. We had it sitting around like $3ish, $4ish, but right now we only have 4 listings on the market, and looks like our price has gone up to $11.89, $11.99, $11.99, and then $13.99. We'll see what happens to this card once that Dragon Tail archetype comes out over here in the TCG. I think it's at the end of April when it comes out. I think, can't really remember. But King of the Swamp does have other printings. Where's it at? We have the super rare Hobby League, which is like $41. Technically, that's just a super rare, so I would say the secret rare is the higher rarity. And I know it has a where's it at? It has a dual terminal version. This one is at 17 listings, and it's at $10.50, cheapest listing. Then we have $13.99 and then $17. So you guys might be able to get lucky with this one if you want to come in and grab these, because I could see these going up. I mean, it is one of the only lightly played at $10.50. After that, we have one at $13.99. Then they go up to $17 and $20ish. So yeah, if you guys want, you guys could take this risk. I probably would. Yeah, sellers online, so you guys could go take that risk if you're watching this market watch. Surfacing Big Jaws. I went for the Secrets just because I think those are the ones that are gonna go up later on when the Dragon Tail strategy goes up. But Dual Turbine is also a high rarity. Surfacing Big Jaws looks like it came down in price. Was at is at 90 listings. Was hitting a high price point of like $6-7-ish, but now at 325, 328, 445, 450, 469. I'm kind of disappointed in this one because this is one of those cards that I actually bought in Core Centric Secret Rare to play in my personal deck to be able to go into Bahamut Shark. But now since Bahamut Shark is out of the format, I'm not gonna be able to go into that play. So I need to find some other usage for my Surfacing Big Jaws. Mathematics Circular, these were sitting around like under $1, under 25 cents. Now we have them at $2.94, $2.95, $2.95, $2.97. So reaching the $3 price point. Do I have any more here? Looks like I have one left right here. Yeah, I have one left right here. I did go dig some out of bulk and sold some off. I have some subtractions here, which we'll actually take a look at in a bit. But yeah, it looks like these are now reaching the $3 price point. We have subtraction. Where are you at? Subtraction. I don't see subtraction. Oh, there he is. Subtraction looks like it's at 32 listings. Looks like it only has one printing as well as a super rare. These were sitting at like 170, under $2. Now we have them reaching $3, $3.95, $4.69, and I have them listed for $4.99 right here. I have a playset left, so yeah, reaching almost a $5 price point. Let me know how you guys feel about Mathmech Subtraction and Circular at this price point. Do you think it's a good price to pay for them? The Memento deck that won YCS Houston was actually running a Goblin Biker engine. They were running like Big Kabanga, they were running Doug Charger, Grand Entrance. So I want to come take a look and see how these cards are doing. These were sitting around like $7 to $8 and have moved up in price. Now we have 25 listings on the market. It looks like our cheapest listing is at $13, $13.50, $13.54, and moving up to the $14 price point on the first page. Goblin Biker Grand Entrance does have two other printings though. It has an Ultra Rare and a Quarter Century Secret Rare. Quarter Century Secret Rare looks like it's at 17 listings. We had this card sitting around $32, but right now we have it moving up to $40.55, so not too high of a price increase, but it is moving up. $41.74, $44.98, and $44 on the first page. I could have sworn this had an Ultra Rare. Oh, the Ultra Rare right here of Grand Entrance, which is the sneak peek promo for Phantom Nightmare. Looks like it's at $10.55, $10.99, $12, $12.43, $13. Trying to move up to the $15 price point on the first page. This Goblin Biker card is a Quarter Century Secret Rare, and it's kind of cheap. I don't think they use this. It says Goblin monsters you control gain 300 attack for each Goblin monster you control. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Goblin monster in addition to your normal summon set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can target two Goblin monsters you control, then activate one of the effects. Make the level of one of the monsters become the current level of the other. Both the levels become their combined original levels. Okay, so not bad. I guess this card was sitting around $10-ish, but it's now at, let's see, we have $6.91, $8.22. That's weird because the graph has been going up, but I guess it's been staying around like the $9, $10 price point. We'll see what happens with this card. It's not that good, but I guess it's a card that could be used in Goblin Bikers. I think that's it for those. Let's take a look at Goblin Biker Doug Charger now. Goblin Biker Doug Charger was a card that was sitting around like the $4 price point before the deck took the event. Now we have 14 listings on the market, and these have gone up to $12.50, $13, $14.80, $15, and then $15. We'll see if this card stays up in price because it is one of those decks that did not get touched on the ban list. And with Rizio still going to be running around in the format, it is one of the cards that could be used to, like, you know, special summon itself. It could just detach from a Rizio monster, and you know, it just has different functionalities that could be used for. Lancia and the Ancestral Dragon of the Ice Mountain. Looks like it has gone up in price. These were sitting around like $10ish. Now we have a couple listings under $12. Then you go up to $13.49, $13.50, and that's basically 14 something with shipping. Not really sure why this card has gone up in price. Let me know down below if you guys have any idea why. Maybe it's being used on like an iceberg strategy. Maybe Mermios are going to be looking into doing some synchro plays. I don't know. Hieratic Sky Dragon Overlord, Heliopolis. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control in your graveyard or your banished card's quick effect, you detach one material from this card, negate the activation if you do destroy a card. So kind of like a little negate. Generic rank 8 monster. 33 listings on the market. Sitting around like the $5 price point, just something you might want to keep your eye on. Looks like this card was sitting around like the $2 price point for the longest. Now they're moving it to $5. Speedroid Terratop, another tech that was being used in the Memento Goblin Biker strategy to go into like some rank 3 plays, has started to go up in price. These were sitting around like $2ish. Now we have 68 listings in the market, and these are starting to make its way up to like the $4 price point. Bysteel, we already went over Sarnier. Unchained Solordiyama, so we did have Unchained, what's his name? Shervar, I think, the red one. Go to semi-limited, so that means, some plays might be opening up again for the Unchained strategy. Unchained Solordiyama, the Core Sentry Seeker, was sitting around like $60ish, but now pushing up to $77, $80, then $100 on the first page. The budget version of Solordiyama are also starting to move up in price. We have the Prismatic Seeker from the 10s. Where you at 23 listings. These are at $6.65. They were sitting around like $4, but now at $7.49, and moving up to the $8 price point on the first page. That's the ultra rare. Where's the other one? We have the ultra rare at 25 listings, so we're also running low on listings. This one used to be around $3-4, now pushing up, starting to make its way up to $8. Then we have $11.97, $11.99, $19.49 on the first page. So be on the lookout for Unchained Solordiyama, because we could possibly be seeing Unchained make a comeback. I know Unchained Solordiyama. The Unchained strategy was kind of mixed with I think Yubel at one point. I know Yama was one of those that was mixing in Yubel at one point. Might want to consider picking up this Unchained Solar Rage Core Sentry Seeker, actually. Looks like it hasn't gone up in price too much. Still 32 listings on the market. Was at like $6ish. Still have a couple copies around $6. So it might not be a bad pickup. This card could possibly move up in price too. Abomination's Prison looks like it's at 10 listings. This one was sitting around like $2ish. Now we have a price point of $10, and that makes sense because this is a card you run 3 of in Unchained. So yeah, now a $10 card. So something to make note of. Although this card did come out in Core Sentry Rarity Collection 2. So there's plenty of printings available. You don't have to go after the Core Sentry Seeker. There's budget versions available for my budget players. Guiding Quem. Not really sure if this one got a reprint in Stampede set. Let me know down below if this one did. But I did notice it's starting to go up in price. It did get a reprint in the... Oh, it did get reprinted. Never mind. I don't think we need to look at it. It just kind of shocked me how this card was above its market price. The lowest listing was above its market price. But since it's coming out in the Stampede set, we don't really need to go into it. Stay away from it until the Stampede set comes out. Cash Tier Unicorn looks like it's moving up in price again. We have 41 listings on the ultra rare. This one was hitting like a low price point of $3 to $4. Now we have it moving up to $8.95, $9. It's trying to reach a $10 price point. Same with the Prismatic Seeker Rare. These were also like $3 to $4. But right now we have, it looks like we have 2 listings around like the $4 price point. Oh, that's Heavenly Plate. Never mind. 1 listing right here. Seller offline. Never mind. We have $7.64, $8, $8.25, $8.44 on the first page. So yeah, these are starting to move up again because the Cashier engine did not get touched on the ban list. I mean, they weren't really doing anything anyway. But also, they did not get a reprint in the Course Entry Stampede set. Totally awesome. Like I said, we lost Bahamut Shark, but this card is still being able to be made in like frog decks, ice barrier strategy, sprites. 36 listings on the market. We have this at $17.49, $19, $19.98. So it hasn't gone up or gone down. It's just been chilling right there at the $20 price point. I think it can move up in price now that we know that it's, you know, we're safe to play with it for a little while. Phantom of Yubel from Battles of Legend, Terminal Revenge. This card is at 94 listings, $7, $8.99, $9. Hasn't moved up or down. Looks like nothing really has moved for this card. I thought maybe since Unchained Shervara got semi-limited, maybe there was going to be some movement on this card, but I guess not. We have the Ultimate Rares at 42 listings. Looks like this Ultimate Rare is at $7.50, $8.70, $7.49, $9.35, $8.12, $9.44, under $10. If I'm not mistaken, this card might be limited, but it might be a good pickup because I think we might be seeing some Unchained Yubel things going on with Shervara now at 2. Vanquish Soul Raisin. So we did talk about Vanquish Soul on our past market watch and notice how some of the cards were going up, and I said it was maybe because of the leak support that supposedly we have coming out. Also, it might be one of those decks that could be mixed with the Regenesis archetype, which I seen the OCG use. We have only 20 listings on the Prismatic Seeker Rare. This one looks like it was sitting around like under $1, but now we have them moving up to $5, $4.99, basically $5 with shipping. And the ultra rares right here we have at 79 listings. These are starting to move up a little bit too. We're sitting around like $2-ish, now pushing up to like the $3 price point. So something to keep an eye on. These did not get reprinted in the Course Entry Stampede set. The only ones that got reprinted are Pantera, Caesar, and Dr. Madla. Let's take a look at Heavy Borger. That's also one that is not in the Stampede set. Heavy Borger is starting to move up a little bit. 51 listings. This one is at, I guess, trying to make its way up past the $1 price point. $1.19, $1.23. Same with Stake Yourself, starting to make its way up. That's another card that did not get reprinted in the Course Entry Stampede set. So yeah, keep an eye out on those cards that did not get reprinted for Vanquish Souls. Already took a look at Snake Eye Ash. Machina Fortress looks like it got bought out. We only have 12 listings available on the market for this card. This one used to be sitting around like $11-ish, but right now we have our cheapest listing at $14.99, then $15.27, then they go up past the $20 price point. This is probably for I guess past format. That's the only reason I could think this card is going up, just collection or past formats. Let me know how you guys feel about Machina Fortress down below. Ground Xeno, we did get some reprints for dinosaurs, and so I thought maybe this card was going to go up in price. Although I have stopped using Ground Xeno in my dino build because I'm playing the Ryoji strategy. I'm not sure how many other dinosaur strategies still play Ground Xeno. I mean, it's a really good card if you have like Baby in the hand or something. But right now we have 64 listings for this card, and we have it at $5. It does have another printing coming as Ultra Rare that I think it's also at $5-ish too. $4.90, $5-ish, $4.94, $4.98, $4.99. Yeah, like $5-ish. I did see something else I wanted to look at though. Lars. Evozer Lars. Looks like we only have 25 listings on a Prismatic Seeker Rare. This one is at, let's see, $2.49, $2.85, $2.89, $3. So something to keep an eye out for. We had it sitting around like $1, $2, but now they're starting to push up to $3 with only 25 listings on the market. Maybe this is because Lars did not get a reprinted Course Entry Stampede set, and Doka and was it Lagia? I think Lagia did. 43 listings on the Secret Rare from Duelist Nexus. Looks like it's starting to go up too. These are at $2.94, starting to reach the $5 price point. I should have some of these in my folder somewhere, but I might consider buying a Course Entry just because I'm thinking about playing high rarity dinos. Looks like this one is at 13 listings. We have a couple listings at 35, then you go up to 40, 44, $50. The lowest this card was at was like 34, $35. So I could see the Course Entry Secret Rare start to disappear off the market. Let me know how you guys feel about Evozer Lars. Not only that, this card is not only like a dinosaur card. It's basically a generic rank 6 that you can make in like with the Fiendsmith package and get like a generic negate out. Just a thought. Fiendsmith's Rectrum. This is a Course Entry Secret Rare from Supreme Darkness. I don't think this card has seen any competitive play, but it's one of those cards that you maybe want to look into just because it's a cheap Course Entry Secret Rare. 44 listings. It's at 1744, 1860, 1899, 1778, 1926. Again, I haven't really done too much research on how you could bring this card out or how maybe you could see this card getting some competitive play or something, but if you guys have any info, let me know down below. Maybe you guys have like a way to bring this card out that could possibly see some play in the future. I did want to take a look at some Orcus cards just because we do have Orcus support coming out later on this year. I believe it's in the Battles of Legends set. And since Dweller is now banned, that means a lot of graveyard decks, including like Tier Element, are going to be coming back into the format. So I can see Orcus cards, increase in price. Galatea is definitely one of those cards that you might want to pick up. 27 listings. Looks like this card is at $15-ish, $20-ish, $22.99. Another one you might want to look into picking up is Orcus the Mech Knight. Gearsuit the Orcus Mech Knight. One of the starters for the strategy. This had a low price point of $11 back then, but now at 31 listings, $22.99, $25.66. $26.50 and $27.98. Orcus is one of those fan favorites that I think could possibly come back into the meta once we get that new support. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that, and if you guys have any more information or opinions on this, let me know down below. We see Orcus Harp Horror hitting a high price point of like $175. That's the lowest listing right now with only 8 listings available. That's why I think these other ones could go up in price too. Maybe then Gearsa might be another one you might want to consider picking up as well. But that's going to be it for today's Market Watch. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X at Return a Chance. This is Ricky572, and we'll see you guys next time.